Hello, I'm Darren Abel. I am a member of the committee of the Outlaws. I'm the secretary. I play front row, which is loose head prop. My sexual orientation is gay. My pronouns are he, him, and my outlaw number is number 50. And today I'm going to be interviewing Sam Mobley. Good evening, Sam. If you could just introduce yourself for us, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Darren. Yeah, so my name's Sam Mobley. I'm straight. My playing position, I'm a centre or a fly half or an 8. He, him, and honestly, I don't know my Outlaws number.
I'm sure we'll find that out from Simon later.
Thank you.
Cool. Right. Well, I'm going to crack on with the questions so that we can get through. First off, when it comes to mind, when you think of the LGBTQ spaces or groups in Northampton, such as the Boston Q space, what comes to your mind about them?
Best nights out.
Cool.
It's probably actually the only place I go out in Northampton. I think it's probably one of the safer areas actually to go to than the high street ones, as I'll call them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a bit more of a different atmosphere there, to be honest. It's a bit more of a togetherness. You don't get any trouble. Everyone's there just for one reason, which is have a good night out and have a drink and be with your friends. Yeah.
I mean, do you know of any other LGBTQ spaces in Northampton or anything to do with them at all? Apart from obviously Boston and perhaps the Outlaws.
Honestly, no, I don't. They're pretty much the two I know of in Northampton.
Cool. That's absolutely fine. I'll move on to the next question. When you think of a traditional rugby club, what images comes to mind for you?
Oh, that's a good question. So from my previous experience, it's just very much you go and play rugby, knock the hell out of each other, and then straight on the beers, and I think it's more politics in my previous experience with other clubs I've been in. It's we win, we do this, and then if not, we're going to sulk about it for a while. That's my view on the other rugby clubs I've been with. They're not a family or a togetherness, really. It's just we're going to do this, and that's that.
Okay. I mean, how accepting do you think they are of gay players and gay teams?
A couple I've been at, I won't name, haven't been that good. I know one club I was at when someone came out and it wasn't taken very well. They were kind of exiled from the team, which obviously that led to me sort of questioning if this is a club I kind of want to put my name to. So I know of a lot of clubs that aren't very open to that sort of thing.
Cool. Thank you. So I'm going to move on. So what do you think of a gay rugby club would be like? What did you think it'd be like?
I didn't really know, to be honest. So I got asked to come and play by Kev Stokes, and it was kind of just we're a little bit short on players for this game. Do you want to come and play? And I was like, yeah. And then he just went, oh, it's an inclusive rugby team, and I was just like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to go and play a game of rugby. That nothing like that bothers me. I'm going to play rugby. That's what everyone else is there to do. I kind of had no sort of thoughts about it. I didn't really know much about it. I hadn't sort of read up about sort of like the gay rugby clubs or anything. So I just kind of went into it just, I want to play rugby.
Cool. And have you enjoyed playing rugby for the Outlaws?
It's been the best club I've been a part of in the 18 years I've been playing.
Cool. So, I mean, the next question was, how has the Outlaws changed your view of rugby clubs and rugby teams?
I think more clubs should be like how our club is. It's just, there's no judgment. If a new player comes down to train, they're just welcomed with open arms. And I've never seen that in a club before. It's kind of prove yourself to us, do this. Whereas with ourselves, it's very much someone new comes in and it's straight under someone's wing and everyone's there to help that person be what they want to be and play how they want to play. And that's just something I love about this club and the people within it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally, because it's just, we are a family and we are there to support each other, I suppose. It's just to make sure that we're all having as much fun as everybody else, and we're not there to take ourselves too seriously, I don't think.
Oh, 100%. It's so nice to see. And when we see new players turn up, it's never just, oh, we'll leave them out the way. It's come and get involved, come over here, come and do this. Like, you might be new, you might not know anyone, but by the time you leave, you've got a new set of friends here and a family.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So next I'm going to ask, have you had any previous playing experience? I mean, you did allude to that earlier, but sort of how do you feel about your previous playing experience, having then come along to the Outlaws?
So I've played at a couple of different levels, and I've played cross path as well. I've done rugby league. I did for 3 or 4 years as well, to which I had trials down with London Broncos. Played like East Midlands level, so it was quite high up levels for the age I was at 16, 17. And that was quite intense. Everyone sort of took that very seriously, whereas I think in my mind I was, again, just I want to play rugby, and it was very political, like we have to win this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And it's like, I just want to play rugby here. I've played for other clubs across Northamptonshire really, and a few outside of it. And there again, so many loopholes you have to jump through to try and be within a first team, so to speak, within quotations. And then came on to the Outlaws, where it just felt like everyone was there for one thing, which was, we're going to play rugby, we're going to have a laugh about it, we're going to play. It's not going to be super serious like we're playing for the World Cup final. You know, you go up against a couple of big teams like we did last season before, and you go and beat them, and you're like, wow, this feels really good.
Yeah.
But we're not taking it so seriously as the fact of, it's like, if we lose, everyone's miserable and you're not talking to each other, we're fighting in the changing rooms. It's like, well, we played well today. So the Outlaws changed my outlook on what I thought of rugby beforehand. And without playing for Outlaws now, I probably wouldn't still be playing rugby, to be honest.
Cool. That's good to know. So it's good to know that we've helped you sort of understand where we come from. I mean, I'm going to go on to the next question. How did you feel before your first training session with the Outlaws? How did you sort of have any anxiety about coming to train with us, or was it just like, oh, well, it's just going along to any other club?
So because I think before I came to my first training session, I'd already played 2 friendlies for yourselves. So I kind of knew a couple of people by name and that. So when I came to my first training session, I was a little bit anxious maybe to come and meet some of the people I hadn't met. But as soon as I stepped on that field, I was just like, everything had gone away. And I was like, it felt like I'd been playing there for years, and everyone was speaking to me by name, or if they didn't, like, they was asking, and everything kind of just sort of wormed itself into a really good setting, really. I was very happy with my first training session.
Cool. I mean, can you remember, I mean, how long ago was that?
Would have been 2 years now, I think, with everything. We've been in lockdown for a year, haven't we? So, yeah, about 2 years, I think, now. Cool.
Right, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes.
That's right.
How did you feel after your first training session? Obviously, I mean, you had a few apprehensions, but after you'd finished that first training session, did you think, oh, well, actually, I'm going to stay? I think these are a really good bunch of blokes. I'm going to stay with them. Or did you have any other sort of feelings about the club or anything?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. As soon as I got back in my car, I was like, what a great group of players, and what a lovely setting that everyone who was there sort of made for me. And I was just like, I'm going to come back, and if they'd like me to be a part of it, then there's nowhere else I'd rather play rugby right now. And that still stands to this day. I just raring to get back into it with you guys, really.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, the next question is, what advice would you give to new members, or somebody out there watching right now and thinking, I want to get involved with this club? What would you say to them?
I don't think there's anything you can say apart from just come down and see for yourselves just how welcoming and open this club is. Like we'll take absolutely anybody, and they'll come to us, and we'll treat them exactly how we'd want to be treated. So it's not like any other sort of rugby club. Come down and we'll just take you under our wing, and you'll see that we are a real tight-knit family like people do see online.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if somebody was to say to you, "Oh, what these Outlaws people," I mean, a straight person say to you, "What are these Outlaws like? Are they worth getting involved with?" What would you say to them? I mean, obviously, because you come from a different rugby background to what I do, because obviously I never really played rugby before I joined the Outlaws. And obviously it was something that I hadn't wanted to do. Being a gay person, I thought, I'm not going to join a straight team. But I mean, obviously, from your point of view, being a straight person joining sort of an inclusive gay team, what would you say to other people about that?
I mean, I've had a few people in the past saying like, why have you decided to join an inclusive team when I could go and play for X, Y, and Z around Northampton? And to me, it doesn't matter if it's inclusive or not. It's the people that are in the club that make the club what they are. Sexual orientation to me is not a factor when it comes to me playing my rugby. I like that person, I get on well with them, and they make my time playing rugby the best it's ever been. So anyone can come down. If I have friends that wanted to come and join, I'd tell them exactly the same. It's just, this is more than a rugby club here. This is fighting for people that sometimes don't have a voice. Like, we can help with that as well.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. So I'm nearing the end of the questions, actually. So the last one that we've got is, if you could describe the Outlaws in 3 words, what would they be?
Welcoming. 100% would be welcoming. Open, as in the sense of nothing's ever sort of hidden from you. If everything is told to you plain and simple and black and white, this is how it is. And I really like that about it as well. And my third one would just be family. I consider everyone in this club part of my family. I know that if I had a problem, I could speak to anyone about it. And if they had a problem, I hope they'd also know that they could speak to me about it as well. I'd always be there for every single one of them. Cool.
That's great to hear. Thank you. So this actually is drawing the interview to an end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of finish off with a quick little bit to say thank you very much for your time, Sam, this evening.
That's welcome.
And also, I hope you found it fun and interesting. And I would like to just say I'm passing it on to you now. So go forward, and I look forward to seeing who you actually interview next. So thank you very much for this evening, Sam.
No worries at all. Thank you for having me. Thank you for picking me.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the interview with an outlaw. If you like what you saw, please click like. And if this is the first time you're here, why not hit subscribe for more from our channel? We release 5 every Friday, so let's see who will pass it on next.